to the ALEX and Ava Podcast. Today's focus is on real-life English for shopping, a daily activity for many. Ava, could you walk us through some of the most common words and phrases listeners will need?
Absolutely, Alex. For starters, knowing words like price for cost, size for how big or small something is, and color for options like red or blue is really helpful. These terms pop up in almost every shopping scenario.
That's right. And we'll also spotlight verbs like try on, which means putting on clothes to check the fit, and buy, which is the action of purchasing something. Mastering these basics is the foundation to feeling confident in stores.
Exactly. And to make it practical, we'll introduce phrases such as, how much is this? And do you have this in a bigger size? These let you interact naturally with shop staff. Let's now see these terms in action.
When you first enter a shop and need help, what's the best way to get someone's attention politely?
A simple, excuse me, can you help me? Works perfectly. It's polite and immediately signals you need assistance, which is important in English-speaking countries where courtesy matters.
That's a great point. Compare that to just saying, hey, which can sound abrupt. Using excuse me softens the approach and sets a positive tone for the conversation.
Absolutely. And after getting their attention, you can follow up with a phrase like, I'm looking for a jacket. This direct statement tells the assistant exactly what you need, making the interaction efficient for both sides.
Let's dig into expressing preferences. If I want a specific style or color, how should I phrase my request?
You might say, I'd like something casual in black or blue. Mentioning style and color together helps the assistant show you the right options. It's like narrowing down a search on a website for faster results.
Adding size is just as crucial. For example, saying, I need a medium or do you have a large can save time and avoid confusion. Sizing can vary internationally, so don't hesitate to ask for a size chart if unsure.
Right, and if you see something you like but it's not your size, the phrase, do you have this in a bigger size? Is very handy. It keeps the conversation smooth and focused on your needs.
Transitioning to trying clothes on, how do you ask to use the fitting room in English?
You'd simply ask, where's the fitting room? Or, can I try this on? This is standard practice in clothing shops, and staff expect customers to try before buying, especially in Western countries.
It's interesting to note that in some cultures, trying on clothes isn't as common, but in most English-speaking countries, it's encouraged. Using these questions makes the process comfortable.
Exactly, and staff usually direct you to the fitting area, often near mirrors. Some stores even have limits on how many items you can bring in at once, so listening closely to instructions is important.
After trying something on, you might discover it doesn't fit perfectly. What are some phrases to describe how clothes fit?
If it's too small, you can say, it's a little tight. For something too big, it's too loose. These simple adjectives help the assistant understand your issue. For a better fit, just ask, do you have a larger size?
That's practical advice. These phrases are direct but polite, helping you get exactly what you need without confusion. And if the second item fits better, you can say, this one fits much better. I like it.
Exactly. Expressing satisfaction helps move the conversation towards the purchase. It also gives positive feedback to the assistant, building rapport for future shopping trips.
Once you've found the right item, the next question is usually about the price. What's the standard way to ask this?
Simply ask, how much is it? Or what's the price? These questions are universally understood. Some people might worry about sounding rude, but in shops, these are perfectly normal questions.
And if you decide to buy, the phrase, I'll take it, signals your choice clearly. It's short, but very effective in letting the staff know you're ready to proceed.
Definitely. If you're not sure yet, you can also ask, can you hold this for me? Some stores allow you to reserve items for a short time while you decide.
Now let's talk about paying. At the checkout, you might hear, did you find everything okay? How do you respond? And what payment questions should you be ready for?
A simple yes, thank you works well. When it's time to pay, you can ask, can I pay by card? If you're not sure whether the shop accepts credit or debit cards. Many places now accept contactless payments as well.
That's true. Some stores in Europe and Asia are even going cashless, so flexibility is key. And don't forget to collect your receipt, which is proof of purchase and useful for returns.
Exactly. If you lose your receipt, Returning an item can be tricky, so always ask for it and keep it until you're sure you'll keep the item.
Let's shift to cultural tips. Are there differences in shopping etiquette between English-speaking countries and others?
Definitely. In the US or UK, greeting the staff with a smile and a hello or good morning is common. Bargaining is rare in most stores, unlike in some countries where haggling is expected.
That's a good distinction. Also, saying thank you after being helped is standard. And if you don't buy anything, a polite thank you, I'm just looking is a respectful way to end the interaction.
Absolutely. Small courtesies go a long way in building positive experiences. Plus, store assistants are more likely to help you again if you're respectful.
To truly master these conversations, practice is essential. What strategies help learners remember and use new phrases confidently?
Role-playing is highly effective. Practice with a friend or even in front of a mirror. Repeat sentences like, I'm looking for a jacket, or can I try this on? Until they feel natural.
Another tip is to record yourself and listen back. This helps with pronunciation and fluency. You can even try using these expressions during real or virtual shopping experiences.
Exactly. The more you use these phrases in real contexts, the easier they'll become. Even small daily practice, like reading price tags aloud, can build your confidence quickly.
As we wrap up, what's one actionable challenge you'd give listeners to solidify today's lesson?
I'd encourage everyone to visit a store even if just to browse and try out one or two of these phrases with the staff. Don't worry about mistakes. Most people appreciate the effort to communicate in English.
That's excellent advice, Ava. Remember, each real-world interaction is a learning opportunity. The more you practice, the more natural these conversations will feel.
Exactly. And don't forget to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every confident exchange brings you one step closer to fluency. And if you like the podcast, don't forget to subscribe. So we'll meet again with a new topic. Thanks for listening.